and he didn't see it himself either, where he just very just grazed the 8-ball slightly when he was playing the 1-ball. And I've watched it so many times and I still can't see it, but this is just typical Fedor GORST. He's come out, he's apologised, he's really sorry. He's come out and said, look, feel free to share your thoughts on this situation. Once again, Dimitri, I'm really sorry, and I hope this post helps set the record straight. Now, one of the most honest players in the game, of course, and sometimes, Tim, you just don't see these fouls, do you, when you're concentrating on the object ball?
Well, I do recognize the situation. It's similar to where sometimes you are like jacking up a little bit and you play the shot and your opponent thinks it was a correct shot, but for you it just felt off or strange. What do? Right? It's like sometimes you just don't know. And that's the gray area, I think, in pool. Like in this situation, yeah, many people could have said, well, if the referee didn't call it, it's not being called. But I would say a good human or a very sportsmanlike player would afterwards, if they find out, they would always apologize for it. At the moment itself it can happen, but whatever you do afterwards shows how you are.
Yeah, I thought that was a very classy move from Fedor GORST. Okay, enough of that. Let's go back to the Women's World 10 Ball just while we're waiting for the players to come back. Han Yu is level with Jasmine Ocean, 1-1. Jasmine's brother Albin, of course, was playing in the semi-final of the Puerto Rico Open, beaten by Vitali Patsura. Vitali's having a really good period, isn't he, just lately, Tim? We'll talk about him a little bit more later. He'll be in the final against Fedor GORST coming up at 7:30 this evening on this very table right there. Meanwhile, it's Joshua Filler that owns it. He's 2 sets up.
Oh, look at this. 3 balls. This time, no shot on the 2. Or at least no open shot on the 2. I think he gave Pia a little look there.
He was
because
talking to her, wasn't he?
Yeah, during the break he had a little conversation with her. Yeah, we couldn't really hear what it was about. But then to break the balls, make 3 balls and not get shape, and to give that look, I assume it was about the break. Now, he could kick and stick the cue ball with the 5 and send the 2 ball over softly to the other long rail. But if you don't catch it right, there is not so much to do here. Also, wherever you push to, Fedor will have a decent safety shot. So I would probably take matters in my own hands and try to kick this real soft and get the hook.
Can he get past the 5 with the cue ball if he comes 2 rails in? Just flick off the 2 ball and kind of just go across the face of the 5. He's looking at something else now. He's pushing.
Well, I think he's just been looking for a little thicker contact on the 2. So now he might be able to overcut the 2 ball towards, like bank it towards the 5 and bring the cue ball 2 rails behind the 4. Or is he able to bank the 2 ball all the way down table? Just gotta make sure he doesn't scratch. That's what he's played. Look at the speed. Look at the speed of the 2 ball. Wow. Yeah, a little bit of a trap. I don't think Fedor can kick underneath the 2, or is he able? Or he did look for a cut, so he might go all in here.
Oh, he's overcut it, Tim. Can you believe that? He's overcut it. He can't believe it, I don't think. I was just going to say Cesca Centeno has won a setback. Well, I don't know how quick it was, but they hadn't long finished the first set, and now it's 1-1. So the Flash is beginning to motor just a little bit. All square with Chow Cho Yu.
Yeah, it was again a battle about the 2-ball. It wasn't really about anything else. If you look at the layout, this should not be too tough. And this is also 9-ball. It's always a battle on the first shot, and then after it's whoever runs out the best, the most. Left him nice to still get the cue ball off the rail, but to make sure he has angle on the 8-ball as well, so he can play little draw off the rail, get closer, guarantee the angle.
Well, Joshua was knocked out of the Puerto Rico Open yesterday by Mika Imminent. Mika showed some great form in that match against Joshua. Going to take the initiative again, Tim, in the third set.
Yeah, so Fedor runs out the first rack after, in my opinion, a very strong safety shot. That speed he put on the 2-ball was so sensitive.
It's never easy, is it, when he couldn't see much of it, Tim, could he? He had to hit it absolutely perfect, like the angle that he hit it and the speed that he hit it at as well.
Yeah, and I think the reason why Fedor gave it back is because he was probably thinking, well, he can send the 2-ball back down, but what's he gonna do with the cue ball? And that's a different aspect of that safety, is that Fedor really pressed the cue ball short. So he pressed it with like stun left, maybe draw left, to leave it up high on the top side of the table, which was such a weird combination. I can imagine why Fedor gave it back.
Four ball maybe, no. Well, he's got away with it. Nothing doing. He's got a kick at this though, hasn't he, Fedor?
Yeah, interesting. Again after the break, no shot on 1. And if he kicks it this 1-ball, the cue ball's most likely to get behind the 3 or the 6. So he's looking at pushing to where Filler might not take the cut no more. Speed has to be perfect also. Has to get to the short rail. I'm quite sure he will shoot at this.
I was just going to say, I think he's going to go for this all day long. He's not going to turn this down. Or is he? Well, what do I know? What a shot he's played there. It didn't look possible, did it? It didn't look on Tim, that.
I'm still surprised he played that, because I felt like he would make the cut. Probably 8 out of 10. Okay, so Fedor 2 rails. Just to get the distance.
9 bolts.
Yeah, it was a good hit, appreciated by Filler, because it was such a flat angle. It's not easy to catch the ball full in the face. Those are the tricky ones.
Now, can he take the cue ball around the back of the 7 here, Tim? Oh, look at this for a positional shot. Look, oh, he's got a flick on it as well, which has held the cue ball. He's got the combo on. Everything in the garden. He's coming up roses right now. You can't win them all, Fedor. It looked like he might be going to. Won the 8 ball, won the 9 ball. He then had the choice in this one as well. Did he choose wrong?
Nah, I don't think it's a matter of choosing right or wrong. I think they both play all 3 games great. They are quite close in all games, so... And especially in 9 ball, it's a matter of really small details. You need a little bit of luck also on how the balls end up after the break. And nice shape on the 6 can stun out. Make sure you have some angle on the 7 to use the long rail to get shape on the 8. So you don't have to play full draw.
Remember, this is $15,000. Winner takes all. The unmissable 9 for a 2-0 lead in this 3rd set. He's looking very, very good, Tim. And someone else looking very, very good as well. Cesca Centino has won the opening rack as well in their 3rd set. Sale took the 1st set against Sophia Mast, and she's 3-0 up in the 2nd. Well, a little bit early to count out Sophia right now, of course. We know she's a fighter. She came back from what seemed an impossible situation against Jasmine as the stats come up. Let's have a look at these, Tim. Decipher these for us.
Okay, so if you look at the player overall performance, a little difference. Joshua slightly better overall in this match. Why does it just take 50 points-ish? Well, if you look at the break, Fedor has a slight edge, but missed shots, Joshua has only missed 1, Fedor missed 4. So that's a big difference. Now on the opponent fouls, Fedor had none and Filler had 1. So overall, it's just a couple points, but Filler just missed less balls than Fedor. He makes a ball on the break. No open shot on the 1, I believe. Could play a bank shot and leave the cue ball in between the 5 and the 8. In case you make it, you have shape. If you don't, you leave Fedor hooked. And knowing Joshua, you will take this. Oh, wow. Hit the bank a little soft there. Still got the cue ball safe. No, just kidding. He didn't go for the bank, of course. Now, will we see a wonderful jump 1-9 combination? Look at the distance in between the 1-9. If he makes this, I might go completely crazy. has not made it, but he got the hook. Second prize.
And another positive. You didn't go crazy, Tim.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. We still have commentary tomorrow.
Yeah, we still have another match for you tonight, guys. Don't forget, I'll be in the booth with Eric Hallefson for the final of the men's Puerto Rico Open between the man at the table now, Fedor GORST, against his good friend Vitaly Patsura. Yeah, it's a good hit, but unfortunately he's left it, caught it a little bit too thick, I think, Tim, didn't he?
Yes, and this is interesting too. I believe if he plays in the top left corner, the cue ball might find the 6 or might get close to the 6. If he plays in the top right corner, it will be easier to get shape, but the pot is a little bit more difficult. So he's playing in the top left. Oh, nicely done. Chose to land the cue ball in front of the side. And to cross over to a big area on the left of the 2. Still needs to get from the 3 to the 5. Quite some traveling to do.
I think he was looking at maybe drawing into the 6 ball here, Tim.
Well, that's what he was trying to do. It didn't really happen, which is not too horrible. But we'll have to get... Well, that would probably be too much angle. Would like to be a little straighter on the 5 ball. Well, he's going to try and cross over and get as straight as possible on the 6. He doesn't want to leave himself too much angle, because then just the aiming with the side pocket knuckle is scary. Slightly nudged the 6, I believe, there. Still on, very close. I think he can just beat the side pocket point. No, he decided to play with stun and use the side pocket point. He said, just give me anything on the 7. Just don't scratch.
Well, I remember that famous little conversation, Tim, in Austria a couple of years ago at the World Teams, when Joshua and Pia were playing the doubles, and Pia kind of said, where do you want it? He said, I don't care, just make the ball, leave me anywhere. And that's kind of what he's like, isn't it? Such a good pot up.
Yeah, his shot
Reaches
making.
the hill.
His shot making is world class, and you could see it. Everything he did around the 6 ball. Other players, they would get shook a little bit. They would get a little bit afraid of the cueing and of the aiming. And to him, it just looked like, well, I just have to cut it along the rail. Like, it just, there's no thoughts. Like, he just feels it's an open shot like just any other.
We often like to get involved in conversations about, you know, the greatest of all time, who's best at this, who's best at that. Would you say Joshua Filler is probably the number one shot maker in the world? If you want somebody to shoot a shot for you, he's the guy that you'd get to do it?
Well, I would also say it depends on what's on stake. And there is, of course, many players that can do it in practice or just for fun. But when the pressure is the highest, I think many people would consider Joshua to be the best in that category.
Well, he will be breaking for the title, the Challenge of Champions. Carlo Biardo was involved as well as the reigning 10-ball world champion. Fedor GORST, of course, as the reigning 9-ball champion, and Joshua FILLER earned his place by winning the world 8-ball in New Zealand just recently. Fedor won a couple of the titles earlier on, but this is the grand final. Maybe it's just one too many for Fedor. He can go away if Filler does go on to close it out here. He'll have a little bit of time to go and relax, get a shower, get something to eat, come back, have a little bit of a practice, and get ready for that final against Vitali Patsura. But we will have a presentation as well as soon as this match is over. And he's made a ball, Tim, in the corner, and he has a shot at the one.
Yeah, shot on the one indeed, quite the cut. Well, as he's pointing out, I don't even have to say it no more. He's gonna play this with top left spin, trying to go around the 6-ball 3-rail shape, because he's got too much angle to hold the cue ball in between the 6 and the 9. And also it makes the stroke very scary. He's now looking at maybe playing with it low right, but I think his first option was gonna be the best. I'm not saying the easiest, but the best option he has from here.
Well, that's exactly where he was pointing. Exactly, wasn't it?
Well, we have seen him taking on this cut now twice. I wouldn't be surprised if he does it the third time and lets the cue ball 3 rails around the table. Yeah, that's what he does. That is a great recovery. Now,
any
probably
last hopes at all for Fedor here, do you think, Tim? Any hopes for Fedor, or is it all over?
Well, you never know till it's over, but if you look at the shape he just played on the 4, Fedor is just so dialed in and should wait to see what he does from the 6 to the 7. Could play the 7 in the side, but it will be a little tougher to get that shape ideal. But now I'm just trying to find something that can go wrong.
Well, he's overdone it slightly, wrong side of the 7. So just a little bit more to do. Can he hold it still, Tim? Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, and imagine he's taking a little bit more time towards the end, and even though the shot clock is on there, he's not worried a single second. Ooh, did use a little bit more of the pocket there. This to cross over,
Nice.
2 rails.
It's been a fantastic performance, this from Filler. It really, really has. Just this 8 and the 9 to be crowned King of the Cue artists. He's been called King Filler before. He might be king of all 3 disciplines here. The champion of the challenge, $15,000, Tim, on this one shot. And he makes it. Congratulations to Joshua Filler. I think he was well and truly beaten there. Fedor GORST, but he'll brush himself off and come back for that final of Puerto Rico Open. That's still to come, 7:30 tonight. Don't forget, the snow's beginning to fall again in Puerto Rico. We'll be back after a very short break, guys, for the presentation. I want to thank my co-host, Tim DeRoy. Thank you so much, Tim. We'll see you at 7:30. I'll be in the booth with Eric Hollefson. From me, Mark White, ta-da for now.
Thank you and enjoy.
our trophy ceremony. Thank you again to all partners and sponsors who made this event possible. Please join us later for the Puerto Rico Men's Open Final. Thank you.
You missed it.